This is hazeqjonez, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget. And this is HQ Videos for you. And this young lady right here is the newest addition to our family. This is Shira, Shira. We adopted her and she was dropped off this Sunday. But for this week video, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to show you some spots I've done some movie hunting at, as well as show you some things I've been watching online. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Tubi, and actually a video I picked up on at Dollar Tree. So sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. I mentioned before I picked up a couple things at 7-Eleven, but looks like they're stepping up their game a little bit. They have this company that they order from, Movies You Buy. I actually looked them up online, and I guess they just ship these movies in bulk and give them these little displays, and they sell them like this, and some pretty decent titles. Unfortunately, most of these I already have, but this Frank Dara, I have Green Mile and I have Shawshank Redemption, but I don't have Majestic. I didn't have at least one of those other ones. I probably would have picked this up. That's a pretty good deal. Got this a while ago. It's a good triple feature. What Men Want, very funny movie. Bumblebee picked it up probably a couple months ago, this summer. Bodies of Lies, Mystic River, I had that on DVD. Three Kings, good movie with Ice Cube, been in the news lately. Big up the Cube. Vacation 5 film. The Wedding Singer, triple feature. That's not a bad deal, $7. The Lego Movie, I had that on 3D. Into the Storm, very good movie, fun movie to watch. Into the Storm. Three Kings again. Back there, another Lego Movie. Aviator, Focus. I have those, Clash of the Titans. Well, you fans of the poppies or something? What do you call those things? Pop-ups? Hard to see. I have that in 3D. Good movie. Have all these. Not bad for 7-Eleven. 7 up their movie gang. This takes me to an old stop I haven't been to in a while. Value Pawn and Jewelry. I know at one time they had a whole wall of DVDs and Blu-rays, and especially since the pandemic, their movie inventory has just dwindled down to almost nothing. That wall with the guitars, that used to be all movies. Let's see. Then they switched it to over in this section. This section used to be all movies, and it has been relegated to one little stinking rack of movies. Wow, they don't have anything left. Yeah, very slim pickings. Let me get to stepping. This is a Goodwill right next to a Walmart. Every now and then I'll pop my head in here, see if they have anything. The prices are okay. The selection is okay also. You kind of hit or miss, really. A lot of DVDs. I just see an Xbox game. Not a lot of Blu-rays though. What is this? Under. We have a few Blu-rays in that corner. The Lorax, I have that on Blu-ray, 3D. See Dr. Seuss movie. Down here. Right down. Just seeing a lot of the general popular titles. It really sticks out. Down here. Deep squat here. Yeah, I've been working my knees in the garage, or I might be stuck down here looking at these damn movies. Not finding a whole lot here. Yeah, I actually was able to pick up a couple movies at the last Goodwill. I've never been to the Goodwill before, so just gonna hop in here and see if they have anything worthwhile. And they do have some movies here, uh, slightly different location than the last Goodwill. And like the last Goodwill, it seemed pretty DVD heavy and a lot of Blu-rays here. And I see a lot of common titles. Borat. I've never seen Borat. I'm not even sure if I have that or not. Can't say I'm a Sacha Baron Cohen fan. No, he does have a movie on Netflix that looks interesting. It's a drama. Bad Boys. It's over here. Nothing really sticking out. A lot of Iggy Azalea stuff. Common generic stuff. I don't see any Blu-rays. Most of the stuff that's halfway interesting I already have. Michael Clayton, Mr. Deeds. Yeah, Billy Banks like doing the stanky leg. Billy Blanks doing the stanky leg. Yeah, it looks like Slim Pickens here. Spot over there. Samuel Jackson. Good movie. Already have that on Blu-ray. What's this? Oh, Big Head dude from Brick. Isn't he supposed to be in some kind of action movie? Is he like the new Bond or something? Yeah, not too much to scream about here. Sure what that is. It's just something else. I think I'm gonna take my happy ass back to the Black Cave. Before we do that, though, I'm prompt, I was going to share with you some movies I've been checking out online. Again, I don't just collect movies, I actually sit down and watch them. So it's nothing for me to, on a Saturday and Sunday, maybe watch 4 or 5 movies in 2 days, maybe 8 or 9, depending how busy or not busy I am. So I'm going to go over some videos I've been watching. And after that, I'll show you some videos I picked up. So you guys hold tight. Partners. I didn't know this show actually existed. I caught this show on the Tubi or Tubby app, Tubi. Partners is an American sitcom starring Kelsey Grammer. You might remember him from Cheers or maybe Frasier, and Martin Lawrence from Will Smith and Martin Lawrence Bad Boys, or further back, The Martin Lawrence Show, or Martin. This Partners show aired on FX. The show centers on 2 Chicago lawyers from vastly different backgrounds who develop a partnership after they unexpectedly meet in a court on one of the worst days of their lives. And FX actually ordered 10 episodes of the sitcom, and I guess if they had done well, they were ordered to order additional 90 episodes. The sitcom premiered back in August 4th, 2014, but I guess it didn't do well enough to earn 90 more episodes. I found it entertaining. I guess Kelsey Grammer and Martin Lawrence are just 2 completely different type of comedians, and just watching it was humorous. I think it possibly could have gone another season, but I think it really lacked. There was a lack of chemistry between Kelsey Grammer and Martin Lawrence, in my opinion. That's probably why they didn't decide to pick it up for another season. But for free on Tubi app, I definitely think it's worth checking out. Partners. The 100, actually pronounced The 100, is an American post-apocalyptic science fiction drama television series that premiered on March 19, 2014. My son was only 5 years old at the time, and he's been watching since he was 5. On the CW, it ended actually this year, September 30th. The series, developed by Jason Rothenberg, is loosely based on the novel series of the same name by Cass Morgan, and it's dealing with a nuclear Armageddon destroy civilization on Earth. The only survivors are those on the 12 international space stations in orbit at the same time. 3 generations later, the 4,000 survivors living in the space arc of linked stations see the resources dwindle and face draconian measures established. So, really enjoyed the series. I have some personal issues with some of the characters, but overall, I just enjoyed watching with my son, and really impressed on how they ended the series. A lot of series don't have the luxury of having a final series, and how they just cut off. But I really liked the way they ended it. I thought the ending was very well thought out and very appropriate based on how they developed the characters. So, get the opportunity to watch the CW's 100. You can actually watch this on Netflix. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency is a BBC America comic science fiction detective television series created and primarily written by Max Landis. 2 seasons are inspired by the novel series of the same name by Douglas Adams. And I actually picked this up at the Dollar Tree, season 1 and season 2. And I was just so taken aback by the first season. I had to find out who the author was, Douglas Adams, because the whole vibe of it seemed very familiar. Come to find out, Douglas Adams wrote the storyline of the book novel, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And he also wrote a couple episodes for Monty Python. So it just has that really weird, quirky vibe to it. The characters are off the chain. They got this fine sister in there with this sideshow bob haircut. They have this assassin that kills people just like people breathe. You breathe in and out. That's how this assassin just kills people. So very quirky, very funny show. I haven't had a chance to watch the second season, but I will get around to that. If you pick this up at Dollar Tree and you have it in your collection, you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Last Chance U is an American documentary web television series that is produced and premiered by Netflix. The 6-episode first season explores a football program at East Pacific Community College, which features several collegiate athletes that have had trouble in their lives and struggle with finding structure. The players are then required to perform at the junior college or JUCO level under the stewardship of Coach Buddy Stevens in order to prove themselves and return to Division One. They're actually in their 5th season. I just really enjoy this series. It's funny at times. Sometimes it's very sad just to see, I don't call them kids, but young men, search for some kind of direction in the future. Some football is their only hope. Highly recommend this. Catch it on Netflix. Very excellent series. Last Chance U. I Am Not Okay With This is an American coming-of-age comedy drama web series based on the comic book of the same name by Charles Forsman. It was released on Netflix on February 26th of this year, 2020. Even though the series received positive reviews with praise for the performances, particularly Willis and Olaf. However, in August 2020, the series was canceled after 1 season, and they said it was due to circumstances due to the COVID. But on Netflix, it seems like it says another season is coming, so I'm not exactly sure. It was a little odd because the episodes were so short, they're between 19 and 26 minutes, but really interesting storyline, even more interesting finale of the last episode. So I'm just wondering if they're going to pick this up or not. You might recognize the young lady in here from the movie It. So even if there's not another season, it's still worth checking out the first season if that's interesting. I'm Not Okay With This on Netflix. Black Lightning is an American superhero drama television series developed by Salim Akil that premiered on the CW on January 16, 2018. It is based on the character of the same name, created by Tony Isabella and Trevor Von Lucas Eden, featured in the publications of the DC Comics. And I really love this show, even though my family, my wife, my son kind of dropped off in the 3rd season. I finished it. I love the characters. I love the soundtracks of this. One of the characters, or one of the villains, Kron Don, is actually a rapper who raps with another rapper, Talib Kweli. And I just love the storyline, everything about this. And I believe they are picked up for a 4th season. So hopefully, we'll be able to see this on 4th season. If you haven't checked this out, it's also available on Netflix, and it airs on the CW. Black Lightning. #Alive is a 2020 South Korea zombie film directed by, pardon me if I murder this guy's name, I believe it's Cho Young, starring Yoo Ah-in, that's Yooahn, and Park Shin-hye, I believe. It's based on the 2019 script Alone by Matt Naylor, who co-adapted his script with Cho. And just wish I've gotten into these Korean zombie pictures, starting with what's the name of this? Train to Busan. They actually have the sequel Peninsula, which I haven't seen yet, but kind of checking out. Vampires vs. the Bronx is a 2020 American comedy horror film directed by Asmani Rodriguez and written by Asmani Rodriguez and I believe it's Blaze Hemingway. The film follows a group of teenagers who are forced to protect their neighborhood in the Bronx when gathering of vampires invades your neighborhood. And really enjoy watching this with family. It kind of gives you, if you're familiar with John Boyega's film, Attack the Block is that type of film. Instead of kids fighting aliens, or kind of fighting vampires. Also has kind of like a little underlying theme, kind of like the gentrification theme. At least I kind of got that out of it though, but very fun. And back by popular demand, we have R2B2 and his anime pick for the week. What is your anime pick for the week?
For today's anime pick, I have an anime called Sword Art Online, or SAO for short. It's an anime that takes place in a video game, more specifically a VR video game created by a man named Akihiko Kayaba. But the VR took a twist and he trapped almost, I believe, 1 million players in a game, and they had to fight through 100 levels to get out, with each boss getting harder. And they're led by a main character named Kirito and a girl named Asuna, and they fight through the levels to defeat the game and meet the creator Akihiko Kayaba.
And where are you able to watch this at?
Netflix, Hulu, Verve, and Crunchyroll.
How many seasons?
It has, I believe, 4 seasons. The 4th season just got released on Netflix, and it also has an alternate version called Gun Gale Online. But it kind of has nothing to do with the story. It's just an alternate.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this specific anime?
I would rate it around 8.5 out of 10. It's pretty good, but the new season, I will say, is a bit slow in the beginning.
Okay. Fantastic. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Okay, we are back at the Black Cave. Hopefully you enjoyed that little commentary on what I've been watching and the little review, R2B2's review of the anime. So let's get into what I picked up out on the streets. I have a little bit of 7-Eleven. Yes, that's it, 7-Eleven. I'm picking up Blu-rays at 7-Eleven. Goodwill, eBay, and Amazon. So let me get these scanned in and we'll get into these momentarily. I have all 13, well, there's actually 14 movies, but I have 13 of these scanned in, and I'll tell you the one I didn't scan in. And let's get into this and I'll get you guys on your way. Okay, we're going to start out with a Goodwill pickup. Looks like a romantic comedy with Sandra Bullock, Harry Connick Jr., and I'm not familiar with Gina Rowlands. Harry Connick Jr. is actually not a bad actor. You might remember him from Independence Day with Will Smith, and he also did I guess kind of a suspense picture, a Copycat, I believe, where he was a serial killer. 20th Century Fox. I haven't seen this, so it's kind of a blind buy. But again, I like Sandra Bullock and I like Harry Connick Jr., so it should be interesting if nothing else. Hope Floats. This is another Goodwill buy. Couldn't find a whole lot of Goodwill. I was going to get a couple DVDs, but they were charging the same price for DVDs as they were for Blu-rays. So I'm like, y'all really tripping. So I just stuck with the Blu-rays. This is another one I haven't seen, but again, I like at least 3 of these actors or actresses. Alan Arkin, you know him from MASH. Not Alan Arkin, Alan Alda, excuse me. Alan Arkin's from The In-Laws. Molly Ringwald, part of the Brat Pack. I love Madeline Kahn from Blazing Saddles, and I'm not familiar with Dylan Walsh too much. I'm sure I've seen him somewhere, but I know the other 3 actors and actresses a little bit better. This is a Mill Creek release. It's on $3 at Goodwill. Betsy's Wedding, a blind buy. Next, this was actually recommended to me from another YouTuber, Movie Edge. I've actually been meaning to leave his link in my description box, so I'll make sure I leave it this time. Really cool guy. Check out his channel, subscribe. Hereditary, probably one of the creepier movies I've seen in the past probably 5 or 10 years. A lot of the movies that are supposed to be really scary, Insidious, Annabelle, really not that scary. This had a couple really creepy scenes. This is a A24 Lionsgate release. I get that glare off. There we go. And really good suspense horror picture. Probably again one of the better ones I've seen in probably the past 5 or 10 years. Have the Blu-ray and the DVD. And see, I'm sure the code still works. Hereditary. Next, I have a bootleg copy of this, but I've yet to watch it. John Dies at the End, from the director of Phantasm and Bubba Hotep. Bubba Hotep, that's a Sam Raimi movie. Phantasm, I have that collection, just a really odd horror collection. I think there's 4 or 5 movies in the Phantasm series. I know Paul Giamatti and these other 3 clowns I'm really not that familiar with though, but it sounds like a really interesting story. Johnny dies at the end. It's a magnet release. And just kind of a unusual off-the-wall story, which if a story's interesting and different, you pretty much have me. Nice artwork on the Blu-ray. John Dies at the End. These next 3 were actually buys at 7-Eleven. These are about they were $4.99, $5 at 7-Eleven. Actually, I think they get these in bulk. I think the company's called Movies You Buy. I actually looked it up because they had it on the wrapper. I guess they just get a bulk of movies, no specific titles, and they put them out. And they got some pretty decent titles. Hilary Swank and The Reaping. I haven't watched this since it probably came out. I had it on DVD. So for $5, definitely worth the upgrade. And I think the cheapest I saw this online was like $8 or $9. Hilary Swank, The Reaping. Next, another one I picked up at 7-Eleven. Dracula Has Risen from the Grave with Christopher Lee. This one online, I believe the cheapest I saw was like, I think like $11 or something like that. So for $5, Christopher Lee, Warner Brothers, I'll definitely pick it up. A Hammer film. I'm just kind of catching up on Hammer and all of his kind of genre of horror. I also have some other Hammer Blu-rays, and if you like that 60s, 70s type of horror, I definitely recommend picking up some Hammer films. Christopher Lee, he's kind of one of the legends in classic horror. Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. It's a Warner Brother release. I picked this up at 7-Eleven. And the third one I picked up at 7-Eleven is Halle Berry and Catwoman. Yeah, I know Halle has had her issues over the years though, but she is still very gorgeous for any woman of any age. So, not a fantastic movie. I had this on DVD, so for $5 it was worth the upgrade. Catwoman. Disney, the Disney release, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. I just love the whole concept of this. Just imagine, just have a bed, and all you gotta do is turn a knob, and you can go anywhere you want. That's something I need. Like when I was in my 20s, I could just imagine just sitting in my bed, just like, I want to go to the club. Doom, you at the club, pick up a couple girls. I want to go home. Poof, and you're still in your bed. Just my deviant mind thinking though. But again, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. This is a Disney's classic with Angela Lansbury, and I can never think of that guy's name, but he's been in several Disney movies. And you have the typical Disney Blu-ray kind of blank disc, plain disc, and the DVD. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Next, this actually got an eBay auction. I've been trying to find this at a decent price, so finally broke down and got this. Alec Baldwin does Boss Baby, a DreamWorks release. And again, if it's DreamWorks, usually the 3D is on point. And I didn't take this out the wrapper, so let me get this out the wrapper. Hold on. Boss Baby. And I have the 3D, the digital code, if that works, and the Blu-ray. Boss Baby with the voice of Alec Baldwin. And I'm guessing this is kind of like a little jab at the current president. Boss baby. Next we have Kung Fu Panther 3, which completes my trilogy of Kung Fu Panther in 3D. And I'm really trying to get as many of these 3D movies that I'm interested in at a reasonable price right now before they go out of print. I'm noticing a lot of these things, they're few and far between, and when you do find them, sometimes they're very expensive, so I have to be very judicial in my purchases. Fortunately, I was able to get this at a decent price. It's an import from Australia. I believe it's region A though, or region free. And you have the Blu-ray and the 3D Blu-ray versions of Kung Fu Panda 3. And you have the nice little slip cover here. Next, one of the few Eddie Murphy comedies I haven't seen. He has a couple drama movies like Dream Girls, Mr. Something, I can't think of the other movie, that I have not seen. I've seen all of his comedies except for this, 1,000 Words. I heard it wasn't that great, but I'm somewhat of a completionist. I do like his earlier stuff. So eventually maybe I'll have an Eddie Murphy marathon and watch this, 1,000 Words. Next, we have Posse with Mario Van Peebles, Stephen Baldwin, and Billy Zane. And we also I have to mention a couple of my favorite characters. Big Daddy Kane, phenomenal rapper. You got Big Tiny from Friday, Sonny Lister, and you have the rapper Tone Loc from Funky Cold Medina. Interesting movie. This seems like more of a vanity project for Mario Van Peebles. If you watch the movie, he has like the flyest outfit, he has the finest girl, he has the best whore. So it's kind of a vanity project. This movie, I like. It's a Western with a predominantly black cast. That's why I like it. What's very interesting is I never really thought this would hit Blu-ray because one of his other movies, Panther, which was a story about the Black Panthers, you're hard pressed to even get that on DVD, let alone on Blu-ray. It's not available on Blu-ray, and you can get it at DVD sometimes for like $50 or more. Fortunately, I was able to get it a while ago at a very decent price. So I found it interesting that of all the Blu-rays, all of his Mario Van Peebles movies, they chose to upgrade to Blu-ray. They would choose Posse. But interesting movie. I haven't watched it in years. Maybe I'll have a different outlook on it when I watch it again. But really, this movie seemed all about Mario. Posse. Next, we have Martin Lawrence and Blue Streak. I haven't seen this in years. This is one of his first movies. This is one of Dave Chappelle's first movies. I know he had a bit piece in Eddie Murphy's The Nutty Professor, and he also has a small part in Blue Streak. I think this was the movie where the director asked Dave Chappelle to put on a dress. I think this is the movie where that whole scenario started. But Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence, and I love these old school Columbia covers because they always have the artwork on the inside also. Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence. And ending up the collection, one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies, along with Boomerang and Harlem Nights, is Vampire in Brooklyn. Angela Bassett is fine as hell. She's fine as frog hair. She's like 62, a junior citizen, and she is still fine. Matter of fact, she has this HBO little skit she does called Bad Bitch. Yeah, she's a bad bitch. She's so bad, I'm sure her husband, Courtney B. Vance, she probably has him dress up like Tina Turner, and she'd probably be smoking a cigar, sitting in a chair, talking about work it, Eddie, man, work it. But that's just me in my head. Sorry to go off on that. But Vampire in Brooklyn, Eddie Murphy, Angela Bassett, and Pretty much the title says it all. You have a black vampire in Brooklyn. And this is my 7-Eleven, Goodwill, eBay, Amazon pickups. You know what time it is. Let me put these things where they belong and get you guys on your way. Hold on. Yes, you know what part of the video this is. I have everything laid out. The Blu-rays, artwork, and the cases. So please like, share, subscribe. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. If nothing else, give me the big thumbs up. Doesn't hurt. You can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you. Hit that notification bell. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone be safe. Peace.